A blockbuster expose in the New York Times has rocked the manicure industry and exposed some ugly truths about the beauty business.
Here to give us an unvarnished look at the industry is Polish Bar owner and beauty expert Tricia Lee. Welcome to Arise.
Welcome to Arise. Now, this article was explosive. The research was exhaustive. The Times interviewed more than 150 people for this piece. What did you make of that article, and what are your professional peers saying about it? What are you and your professional peers saying about it?
I think, well, for me, it was actually like a breath of fresh air because it's things that you learn about when you first enter into the industry. I think the consumer is very afraid, but I've actually felt that it was great information. I agree with most of what was actually shared in it, and I've witnessed most of that myself as, opening my own salons as well.
So you think the Times got it right?
Absolutely.
Okay. And what impact do you think that story will have on the industry?
I think, I feel that the salons that are out there doing business right finally have a voice, and they can now defend their price point, their practices, the way they run their business, because there's such a huge variance in the two different types of salons that are available in New York City.
And a brief summary for those who didn't read the article. Essentially, the Times interviewed over 150 people, and they talked about the abuses that a lot of these women suffer who give these manicures. Some of them are paid nothing. Some of them only make $1.50 an hour. Some go home only making $3 a day.
Exactly.
And it also talks about essentially if these manicures are that cheap, there's usually an issue.
Exactly.
And you wrote extensively about that as well.
The article that you wrote, the 7 reasons why you should absolutely avoid the $7 manicure. So I want to hear what some of those reasons are. I'm sure.
Sure, I reached out to my friend that runs In Her Shoes blog, and I said, I put together this piece. Are you interested in reading it? And she immediately read it and posted it within 30 minutes. And I wanted to talk about the $20 mani and pedi. There's no such thing. This is New York. We're running businesses. We're paying for payroll. We're paying for proper hygiene, like tools and cleaning the tools a certain way, running the salon a certain way. So a part of what I share in the article is why you shouldn't even be looking for a $20 mani and pedi.
Gotcha.
Someone and some cuts are being made, whether it's you're not paying your staff, whether it's you're not properly cleaning your tools, whether you're not hiring staff that's properly trained and know how to actually perform a proper manicure and pedicure. You're trusting these people with your skin, your hands and your feet. One of the huge differences in our business even, we have a polish pack, and it's your nail, your file, your buffer. All of those items, your nail file, buffer, and stick are all porous, so they absorb bacteria, good and bad. And so they shouldn't be shared between me, you, and the next person for the rest of the day. You should actually start with brand new tools and walk out with those tools as well. And very few salons in New York do that, but there are some of us that are doing it the right way.
So how much should we be paying for a manicure and pedicure on average?
I actually don't see any reason why you would be paying less than $27 or $28 for a mani-pedi. Anywhere in the city, be it Queens, New York, Manhattan, wherever.
Got you. So if we see $7 manicure, should we run?
That's my question. Like, what is the deal breaker? You know, you list 7 things.
I would, because at $7 for a manicure, you're not dealing with a staff that's properly trained, that's licensed. You're definitely not dealing with equipment in the salon that's going to keep your tools sanitized properly. So you've seen it. You've started a manicure and you've seen, like, you're not quite sure if that soap and water really did the trick. It didn't do the trick. There's a certain way that you want to sanitize your tools. So when you walk into a salon, you should look for how clean and organized the salon is. You should look for your polish pack being open in front of you. You should leave with it. You also want to look for low toxin or toxin-free nail polish lines that are 3-free and 5-free, because those are products that are being used in the salon that are really high in toxin. They're not good for you. They're not good for the employees that work in the salons.
Okay, so we only have 1 minute, so we've got to talk about your fabulous salon.
That's right. We know because those are not your problems.
And we know you're doing all the right things. Where can we visit you? How can we get a fabulous
I'm at
Polish
Bar. We're polishbarbrooklyn.com, and we're at 475 Myrtle in Clinton Hill.
All right.
And we basically do a focus on natural nails. We also do waxing. There's a lot to know about waxing and hygiene in the waxing room as well.
Any trends we should be looking for this summer?
I think everyone is doing such bright and crazy colors this summer. The gel manicure is doing really well, but there's also a longer wearing nail polish. They're called Gel Effects nail polishes. They're a little bit safer for the nails, but they also are like really wonderful. They wear almost as long as gel manicure colors do.
I gotta ask you, how do I make my manicure last? Seriously.
You have to really dry your nail out really, really well after you get the manicure. Make sure that the technician is taking the time to really dry that nail bed so that there's no emollients or oils, waters, anything on the nail bed when they're polishing. That's the only part of it that really is going to help with longevity. That
and gloves.
That too,
So you have to take time at the end of the process.
A rushed manicure, a cheap manicure is not the answer.
Not the answer.
But your nails look great though.
Thank you so much. I love her. All right.
Meanwhile, I was scared, so I'm going to go now based on your 7 steps. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for being here. Come again with some fabulous summer trend colors, okay?
Absolutely,
All right, it's a
definitely.
date. And you're watching Rise Entertainment 360. We'll be right back.